So, say I'm here with Isabelle. I met Isabelle, my friend from World Youth Day. So we're here just to talk about how COVID is affecting our lives in general. So I'd like to start off asking you, Isabelle, to introduce yourself and let us know your situation.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm Isabella. I'm 23 and I'm a music therapist.
Mm.
Although right now it's kind of hard to do work because of the whole situation. So kind of just waiting around until work comes back.
How has the COVID-19 virus affected and impacted your life?
I'm pretty fortunate in that it hasn't affected me directly and not really anyone in my family. I have a family member overseas in the States that has had it. Fortunately, though, she's recovered. But for me personally, it's more just in terms of a severe reduction in work and just a change in my daily routine as a whole, which I guess everyone would be able to relate to.
Mm.
Having to stay in all the time and not being able to go out to exercise apart from going for walks and stuff, not being able to go to the gym, which is a massive change. Yeah.
Mm. And how are you coping with all these changes in your life? Yeah.
Um, well, trying to keep as much structure as I can in my day, not sleeping in too late. I've been keeping active still. I train jujitsu. Obviously, I can't do that right now. So what I've been doing at home is I've been doing every single day doing some yoga, which I picked up recently during this situation. So I've really liked it. It's been a good thing to focus my energy towards. Um, so just staying busy really and structure is how I'm trying to cope with it. So far, so good though.
Sounds good. And touching on the same question there, how's it affecting your social life, your family life, or your relationships? And yeah.
Yeah, well, so I still live at home with my parents. It's been all right. I mean, I'm not. I even though we live in the same house, obviously we're not spending every single waking moment together. My parents are busy doing stuff in the garden, and I help them out every now and again. Otherwise, I'm we're just kind of again trying to keep a little bit of structure there, having meals together, which is nice. But obviously, I can't you can't see friends anymore. There's been a definite increase in the number of Zoom calls that we've been having to stay connected, which is nice as well. I've done some online workout classes via Zoom with some friends and through my gym, which is also a really cool way to try and stay active and
Yeah,
sane. Yeah. So
yeah, that's nice. Moving on. So, looking outwards, are you happy with the current support networks that are out there to help people in need for this time?
um
Mm.
to be honest, it's actually been really nice to see things like how at Woolies they had that early hour to open for people who were older or had disabilities or anything. So that was really nice to see. I think that's and the fact that the government is also offering some like money for people who are in need of it, like people who have lost jobs or been laid off temporarily or are in between jobs. So it's really good that the government's been able to provide those subsidies. Obviously, because there are so many people that have been affected, it's hard to get it straight away, but it is nice that there is that support. So,
Mm,
yeah.
that sounds good. Do you feel like there are any groups of people or demographic of people who are falling through the cracks and not being looked after, or do you feel? Yeah.
Um, Actually, yeah. For I know a couple of people from old workmates that have been here on a working visa.
Mm.
Um, they've not really been able to get much support from either the Australian government or from their own embassies, mostly because everything is really, really overridden already. Or it was at least. And now they've managed to get some support, which is good. But when everything was at its peak, before all the restrictions were fully put in, they were definitely a little bit disadvantaged, I would say. So
Yeah.
people who aren't really citizens here, I would say, would be in an in between grey area that kind of makes it hard for them to get the support.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. And yeah. So moving forward to COVID and how it's progressing, what worries you about the situation?
Um, what worries me most about the whole situation is really just my my parents are older, and I don't really want them to get sick, and that's a huge reason why I don't really go out as much. I mean, obviously, the mentality of younger people are, we're young. If we get sick, we're likely to recover anyway. But it's not really about you, is it? It's kind of the older people that are around you are at risk, and so that's really what concerns me the most, is potentially infecting someone else. There's the economy and stuff, but that'll recover. That'll recover within a year, most likely. You've seen it in any global front, like in the GFC, that recovered eventually. So the economy will be fine, but people's health and their lives might not be, and that's different.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. So you said before you just finished studying and you're now entering the workforce. How has that life? How's that reality been throughout these times?
Yeah, it's really rough for a new grad, especially in my field. So as I said, I'm a music therapist now. It's a very niche field,
Hmm.
and there are there's a few jobs out there for music therapists already that exist, but for
Hmm.
a lot of it, it is making your own work. um, it's really hard. All of the other graduates from my class, we're all struggling.
Hmm.
It's very hard, like I said, to go to work. It's not really the kind of job where you can work from home. You
Hmm.
can work with clients online through a video call like Zoom. But if you're just starting out and you haven't formed a proper connection with a client, it's kind of hard to do that through a screen. So navigating it is really difficult. So for the most part, I guess I'm just waiting for everything to settle down until I can actually properly enter the workforce. But yeah, it's okay. It gives me a lot of time to kind of think about what direction I want to go with my career, and also gives me like time to practice my skills, because you
Hmm.
don't really want to go you don't really want to lose the skills that you've learned after a few years of studying. So yeah, it's more just trying to stay sharp while I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Does that worry you at all that I mean, you just finished graduating, you might have this like, buffer period in between? I know you just mentioned you want to stay sharp and not lose the
Yeah.
skills you learned. Is that a common worry that you've sort of had between you and your uni friends? And yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a catch up recently online, and we were just discussing basically how it's all changed everything for us. A couple of us have got um, more stable jobs in terms of like an actual contract with a company, which is really fortunate. I am both a sole trader and a contractor, so I have got one part that is pretty solid, and the other part is kind of floating around. But yeah, it's pretty common between all of us. We're all not worried per se, because we know it'll be fine
Hmm.
in time. It's more just waiting for um, waiting for the whole situation to kind of pass, which will hopefully, within a year,
Hmm.
improve. It's already improving, at
Yeah.
least in Australia, which is really great. It's sad to see, worldwide it's not. It's a bit different, but yeah.
Hmm. That's very good. So I just wanted to ask you a question about your friends who are still studying. I know everything in university has moved online, but what have their reactions been to this?
Well, one of my friends has actually just started up a new master's as well, and
Hmm.
one was really excited to start a new degree, but obviously because now everything's moved online, the whole dynamic of learning and getting to know classmates has changed completely. So everything is through a screen. It's not as personalized as she was hoping it would be. In a smaller, like a master's community, it's quite small. They're not in a master's degree. Generally, it's a much smaller batch of people that you're studying with, so you have a better chance of getting to know people around you. But obviously, under these circumstances, it's a little bit harder, or not necessarily harder. It's just different, and it's not really what everyone's used to.
Hmm.
Just adapting to that will take a little bit of time, but I guess we have nothing but time at the moment. So
That's right. That's right. So I know COVID-19 is affecting all our lives and our mental health and our physical health. So how have you been keeping up with that and keeping healthy?
look, in terms of mental health, I've been feeling okay. Like I said, I'm trying to keep a structure at home, even though not being able to go out is really messing with things. It's um, mentally, I'm able to cope with things just by keeping that structure and keeping active,
Mm.
and not just. I've been doing my best not to lounge around on Netflix and lying in bed all day, because
Mm.
I know that it pretty much just makes time pass a lot slower. So trying to stay busy
Mm.
has really helped. And if I feel a bit stressed out about something, honestly, yoga's really great. I would really
Yeah,
recommend it.
yeah, that's your top
I
tip.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good it was. I mean, I'm not even doing the very Zen yoga with all the meditations and all the chakras and stuff. I'm not doing that. It's just this being in the moment in terms of focusing on what your body can do
Mm.
and staying strong and having a goal to work towards, which is just a small goal of doing like 10 minutes of yoga a day,
Mm.
really is a good thing. It's a good thing to one, focus your energy towards, and also keep you kind of, well, it keeps you calm.
Yeah.
Staying active is good, and endorphins are good, especially if you have nothing else to do.
Mm. Ending on a good note, we've witnessed a lot of changing, a lot of people changing their activities or the way they're living life. What have been some positive you've seen coming out of the community in these last few weeks?
I was out for a walk the other day to the groceries, and I came across like a whole bunch of books and magazines, and they all had post-it notes on them saying
Mm.
free for people to take or read, or it was like an unofficial book little donation thing, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
Um, but also just in terms of people being really like paying it forward even more so than usual, you would say, like there's all those stories on Facebook that you would see of when elderly people wouldn't be allowed to take more than two things, but obviously they need to be able to access groceries when they can actually go out. So there's stories of people that have paid for those groceries in their own basket and given them to the elderly, which is nice. Or like my mum has, she's seen back when toilet paper was, scarce, she saw a pack of toilet paper on the shelf, grabbed it, not that she needed it, and saw someone else that was looking for it, and she gave it to them. So I guess there's that kind of, even though we have to keep our distance, we're still doing our bit to help other people, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's still a strong sense of community,
Yeah,
going out there. That yeah.
really good to see.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Josh.
Thanks for watching the video. Hope you can give it a like and share it around.
See you guys next time.